At least 70% of Uganda's population is below 30 years and 50% below 20 years. These are looking for opportunities to generate income. Available labour market is at 14 million people, but government can generate 500,000 jobs, while the private sector can employ 10 million people. The Executive Director, Private Sector Foundation Uganda, Gideon Badagawa, says generating incomes requires investment to create jobs. Accordingly, hard skills acquired after education can only help one access a job, but sustaining it requires integrity and teamwork.
As an investor, as an employer, I'm looking for that kind of skill in you that I can deploy before I say I can employ you, if you see what I mean. So you must be deployable before you can be employed. That's what we're emphasizing in the private sector. So 3 stakeholders that are key to this. One is the parent. The parent must nurture, must mentor, must build the right attitude into this child when they are still young.
All this was during the United Nations Population Fund Generation for Generation Dialogue and Networking.
I think it's that little switch in people's minds that it's not enough to be complacent, it's not enough to be sufficient. You really have to do what it takes, and that young people especially are familiarized with those notions of responsibility, of accountability, of trusting both their parents, the environment and their peers. It is also important to have a lot of humility, to be resilient and to lead through adversity. And I think it's these soft skills that are not emphasized enough.
State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Nakiwala kiyingi, urges youth to take on their obligations.
In conjunction with UNDP has come up with a program of volunteer scheme. Here we take hundreds of people to reputable companies and we pay their salaries while there. For example, Total, Makerere University, UN agencies, so that they have gaps to recruit, but it's beyond their budget. The missing link is primarily articulating an understanding that you have an obligation. If people give you an opportunity, then you have an obligation to show how much you have done in that kind of era.
The other option is volunteering and mentorship of individuals to realize their potential. I'm Nakiwala, reporting in Kampala.